If you live in a rural community north of Perth, liquor restrictions are a way of life. Residents in the Kimberley and Pilbara already face restrictions designed to curb alcohol-related violence. Now, drinkers in Kalgoorlie are the latest to find themselves limited in what alcohol they can buy and when they can buy it. Police say it's been a long time coming, but not everyone's impressed. Lucy Martin reports.
It's knock-off time in Kalgoorlie, WA's gold mining town with a reputation for hard work and even harder partying. While one procession of workers is preparing to clock on, another is coming back at the end of a long shift, looking to buy drinks to take home.
Cheers, mate.
But the tradition of the takeaway traveller is changing. Hotel owner Andrew McKay says the changes are heavy-handed and misguided, intended for a minority but affecting all Goldfields drinkers.
We're all still sitting here waiting to hear from the police department as to their logic behind all of this.
All this is the result of a major campaign by local police. This week, the Director of Liquor Licensing, Barry Sargent, imposed tough new restrictions on the sale of packaged alcohol in Kalgoorlie Boulder and the surrounding towns of Coolgardie and Kambalda. He has banned the sale of more than 2 litres of cask wine and long neck beers known as King Browns. Opening hours have been cut back. Tavern drive-thrus are now limited to between 11 a.m. and midnight during the week and until 10 p.m. on Sundays, and bottle shop opening hours have been reduced too. The Goldfields Police Chief, Darren Sivright, wanted even tougher measures.
We asked the Director to prohibit the sale of packaged liquor until midday on 6 days a week and to not sell packaged liquor on Sunday.
Statistics show Kalgoorlie Boulder residents drink almost twice as much alcohol as other West Australians. The region's medical staff say that's reflected by high rates of alcohol-fuelled violence, crime and injuries.
Alcohol's always been a large part of the culture here, and as such the presentations to ED are probably higher than what we'd find in other emergency departments around the state.
Publicans say they recognise something needed to be done years ago and had been working closely with the police through a voluntary liquor accord.
So cans are this week, the studies are next week.
But the relationship soured and the accord meetings were called off.
When you've got recalcitrant licensees that are selling 4-litre casks of wine at 6 o'clock in the morning, then all of our problem drinkers were in fact heading towards those licensed premises. We met with the liquor accord and we said to them, we need to sort this out, and we would very much like to do it by accord. We were very, very clear to the licensees that if we weren't able to reach agreement, we were going to ask the Director to intervene.
Well, the Section 64 is the biggest problem.
Local MP John Bowler was part of a campaign against the police proposal.
The bulk of the problems that have led to this come from 50 to 60 people. They are Indigenous fringe dwellers who live mainly on the streets of Boulder, and I was concerned that 32,000 people were going to pay the price for less than 100.
Alcohol experts disagree.
When you look at the hospital statistics and the death statistics, it's not indicative of a small group of misfits or problem drinkers. It's actually indicative of a community-wide cultural drinking problem. And I think you don't get levels of per capita consumption at the levels you see in Kalgoorlie from a few misfits.
A petition against the proposal, signed by thousands of people, was sent to Mr Sargent. Whether it swayed him is unclear, but what Kalgoorlie got was a compromise between the tough police stance and the community's desire for minimal change. Publicans and residents here in Kalgoorlie say the watered-down version is a win for common sense, but they're still unhappy with how the process played out. Questions are being asked about exactly who was behind the push for restrictions and whether crime statistics used to illustrate their need are reliable.
There were 268 acts of violence in this town in 2007-8. By 2010-11, they had dropped down to 121. which meant that the police and the liquor accord and the licensees and everybody working together had managed to more than halve that.
The figures tabled in Parliament differed from earlier ones used by police in their proposal, putting further strain on their relationship with publicans and the hotel lobby.
Have police been deceptive in the statistics they've used to push this campaign?
No, the police haven't been deceptive in any way, shape or form. Who has been selective, I should say, is the AHA. They took a subset of figures dealing with repeat offenders and then tried to trot that out as the actual facts.
The Australian Hotels Association goes further. It believes the push for restrictions came not from local police, but bureaucrats in Perth.
We get a rebate on them.
While Andrew Mackay is concerned the power to enact restrictions lies solely with Mr Sargent, who is also the Director General of the Racing, Gaming and Liquor Department.
I just can't understand why we have a situation in this state where an unelected public official can make a decision like that can affect the lives of so many people and not be held accountable by a minister.
There's no silver bullet to alcohol problems.
The Racing, Gaming and Liquor Minister Terry Waldron believes Mr Sargent's success lies in his independence.
He's made it very clear, and publicly so, that he wants to listen very much to the community, and in fact he has said that local remedies for this type of thing are the best.
Little is known about the publicity-shy Mr Sargent, arguably one of WA's most powerful public servants. He declined 7:30 WA's request for an interview, and it's unclear whether an upcoming review of the state's Liquor Act will examine his role. Meanwhile, Andrew Mackay is asking who's next.
I just don't understand why he's drawn the line here and hasn't gone further south. I mean, when you look at the figures, some of those areas down there have a greater problem than we do, in Bustleton and Bunbury. And so what has he got planned for them?
Lucy Martin reporting there.